Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of the Draw Control podcast. On today's interview, I am joined by freshman on the BU women's lacrosse team, Nia Carrera. This season, Nia has two ground balls, three caused turnovers, and three draw controls this season. Nia also recently won a bronze medal in the Asia Pacific Women's Lacrosse Championship World Qualifiers for the Philippines. Nia, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the podcast. And how is everything going?
Yeah, thank you for having me. Everything's great. Just getting ready for a huge road trip coming up this week. So yeah, can't complain.
Yeah, it should be fun. Obviously, your team's currently has a 7-6 record at the time of this recording. What have you taken away from your team's performance so far this season? Obviously, there's been a lot of good stuff that's happened this year, at least from my perspective on the outside.
Yeah, I mean, we're really happy about how this season is going. We keep improving every game, and that's like all we want. And we're just excited to keep having an opportunity to keep playing every single day, get another game in. We're so grateful to play every single game that we have. And we are always reminded of that. And yeah, we're excited and we always just keep fighting and we just keep taking it one game at a time.
Now, as a freshman, what has been like the biggest adjustment you've had to make to college lacrosse?
Oh yeah, well, I'm kind of tiny, so the physicality was definitely like a big adjustment for me and like just like strength and like that training. It was a huge adjustment for me, but yeah, that's been improving. So yeah.
That's good to hear. And obviously, you're being on a new team. What's it been like, sort of building that chemistry with your new teammates and getting to know them as well? Based on our conversation before our recording, seems like you're friends with everybody. So I'm glad to hear that.
Yeah, our team is really close. We do a lot of stuff on and on the field together, on and off the field together. Whether it's just like hanging out in like an upperclassman's apartment, making cookies, or like going to get coffee with a bunch of our teammates and just like getting um to know each other better. Yeah, I mean, I really can't complain. Everyone like has welcomed us freshmen with open arms and everything. So it was a smooth transition. And I love this team and I love our girls. So yeah, they made it easy.
Now, getting back to the lacrosse side of things a little bit, what would you say has been like the biggest improvement you've made to your game so far as a freshman? It feels like to me that just the being a two-way player, it looks like because you're getting those caused turnovers, ground balls, and draw controls. So I'm curious if that's something that you've noticed you've improved in your game this season.
Yeah, I mean, I think from the beginning, I've always like wanted to be like a gritty player and just do the little things and like the little things like the ground balls and the draws. Like, I think I've been focusing on that a lot recently. I think overall, like my whole game has grown, obviously coming to college and like at a higher level. You have to improve and you can't just be good at one thing. You have to be good at like everything. And I think just making sure that I'm versatile and like able to do everything, play every position. Um, that's like one thing that I'm still improving on and like trying to actively get better at every day.
Yeah, for sure. And obviously, the more versatile you are, the more that every team needs like a Swiss Army knife type of player. So that's always super important.
Yeah,
Now, your team's wrapping up the regular season this month. It's crazy to think how fast the season has been going by. Sooner rather than later, you're going to be a junior, which feels crazy. So,
that's crazy.
what is your thoughts about the upcoming games that your team has, and sort of how do you want to end, I guess, the regular season off?
Yeah, so like I said before, we take it one game at a time, one step at a time. I think what's big for us is making sure that we're working really hard every practice, that we're training as hard as we can, every practice just to make ourselves better and like be prepared for what's coming up next. As a team, I think that we strive for greatness and when we go to practice every day, it's always like someone's pushing us, like we're not working hard enough, you have to work harder, other people are doing the same thing kind of thing. And yeah, I think that we just take it one step at a time, one game at a time, and hopefully everything will work out.
Now, what's it like being a part of the Patriot League conference and the competition you face each game?
Yeah, well, obviously we have like big schools like Loyola, Army, and Navy. Honestly, it's really cool playing against that caliber of teams. Um, it's awesome, and like that's like what we train for, to know that we can play at that level and compete with teams of that caliber. Um, and yeah, I mean, so grateful to see that type of competition every season. Obviously, I've only played for one season so far, but like just like having to play up to that level makes you better and makes our team better. And honestly, just so grateful.
Yeah, it must have been really cool to see some of those great players, especially on Loyola last week, up close.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, obviously, a big aspect of being a lacrosse player in college is balancing academics and lacrosse. How have you learned to balance both those aspects of your life?
Yeah, I think it's definitely just time management. Um, I never really had trouble with it personally, but just making sure that I'm on top of everything. Like, I have to get this paper done before we go travel because I know I'm not going to want to do it on the road kind of thing. So, like, just making sure like my time management is good, I'm organized, and yeah.
Well, let's transition now and talk about the beginning of your lacrosse career and sort of work all the way up to where you are now with Boston University. So you're from a town called Saddle River, New Jersey. Talk about growing up there and how did you start playing lacrosse?
Yeah, so I went to high school in Saddle River. So I'm from New York, and so I just like lived in New York, went to high school in Saddle River. Um, I didn't play lacrosse until seventh grade, seventh grade. Um, so I was kind of late to the game, but the rule was introduced. So I wasn't really late. I was just like technically late. Everyone had already been playing. So I played basketball all of my life up until then. And then like up until eighth grade is when I played basketball and lacrosse at the same time. I played both club. And then at eighth grade, I was like, all right, I love lacrosse. Like I can see a future in it. So yeah. From there, I played with a bunch of a bunch of teams. I started out with. I started at BBL, and then before my recruiting season, I went to Snipers, and it was just awesome. I mean, I never had played in New York. Like I've always played in Jersey lacrosse. So it was really cool just to like get to a new place and start kind of new. Um, and yeah, I love Snipers. I am coaching there this summer and I'll always go back there. But yeah, I was able to play up when I first got to Snipers, and that like gave me a lot of confidence going into like my recruiting summer.
Yeah, growing up, I want to ask who was like your favorite player or team that you like to watch?
Oh wow. So growing up I watched a lot of lacrosse, and I didn't really have a favorite team. I had a lot of favorite players on every team, but I would say probably like Alex Aust and like Marie McCool because they just look like me. So I was like, oh, that's cool. Like someone who looks like me plays too.
Yeah, that your sister had the same answer as well, and I thought that was like a really like cool response that she had to that question.
Yeah. I mean, it means a lot. Obviously, like there's like we stand out a lot more, but like seeing people like Marie and Alex Oss, like they're just like idols, and like I look up to them, and I wanted to play just like how they played.
Oh, for sure, for sure. I feel like a lot of people feel that way as well, and it's fun as a fan to watch them. So I'm
Yeah.
glad that they're having a good impact on younger lacrosse players.
Yeah.
Now, you mentioned this a little bit before, but before college, you played for your high school at Saddle River. What was your high school lacrosse experience like, and what's your favorite memory from your time there?
Yeah, well, high school lacrosse was it's high school lacrosse, man. Um um I loved every second of high school lacrosse. I mean, I was definitely excited to come to college and like start playing at a very high level. Um, but I would say one of my favorite memories was probably when I scored my 200th point, I think. I think another player on our team was getting was hitting another milestone. I think it was assists. So I scored my 200th point on a goal and got them their assist, and it was just a cool moment. Really, it was awesome teamwork, honestly.
Did you get to keep the ball, or did your teammate get to keep the ball?
Um, I have a ball. I don't know if it is the one that went in the goal or not.
Okay, okay. We'll just say it is, just so we.
Yeah, I like to think that.
Oh yeah, that's the way you gotta do it for sure, for sure. That's got to be an interesting conversation when two milestones happen on the same play. So, but I
Yeah,
guess it's good to have it happen that way than having it just be a solely individual moment.
exactly. I'm all about teamwork.
Now, you also play club lacrosse with Snipers Lacrosse Elite, like you just talked about. Obviously, you're going to be coaching there this summer, but as a player, how did that experience sort of help prepare you for college?
Yeah, so like I said, I played up first. And so I wasn't really playing with like the 24s. I was playing with the 23s. And it just like it made me a better player. I wasn't playing straight midi. I was playing like anywhere they needed me. I was playing on the circle, I was playing defense, I was playing attack at times. So it just really helped me like grow as a player. And like I said earlier, like it helped me become really versatile and like that's just like all like that's what everyone wants in a player, and like that's what I realized. So I was lucky enough to play up and like get that experience to play in front of coaches. um but yeah, like I got that experience a little earlier than some people, and like that helped translate into my next summer, and I was just ready to to fire on all cylinders in that next season. Yeah.
Well, let's talk about your recruiting process with Boston University now. What was that like for you? How did Coach Morton find you? And I guess what made you want to go there versus other schools you might have looked at?
Yeah, so obviously BU is BU. Like, why not BU? Um, I honestly I fell in love with BU like before September 1st. It was like 3 weeks before September 1st, and I was like talking to my sister. I was like, I really hope BU, like, I really hope they like email me or reach out or something. Like, I really like it. I want to go there so bad. And like up until that point, I hadn't really thought too much about it. They were always on my list. I was always emailing them, but I didn't think like, oh, like this is for sure somewhere like I'm gonna go and like I'm gonna get picked up there. And then came September 1st, I think Mort was one of two coaches that um, reached out to me first at midnight. And I was just like, oh my goodness, like this is insane. Like I really wanted this for so long. And then I like obviously I did all my research on BU, why I wanted to go there, why like I would fit in there. Um and yeah, I had my call with Mort. She told me she watched me the whole season, the whole summer season, and I was just like, wow, that's crazy. Um and yeah, from there I just like I went on my visit, and then after that, I got offered, and I sat on it for like a week, 2 weeks, and then I was like, yeah, I'm going there. Like, this
Yeah.
is this is my place. Um, but yeah, I couldn't have asked for a better place to be right now. I love it here.
Yeah, it's I've been to a couple of hockey games there, and it seems like a great athletics like university. So I can
Oh
only
yeah,
imagine it must be fun to be in Boston too.
it's so cool. Like it's just like it's a sports city. Like um you have the Celtics, we always go to Red Sox games, like got the Bruins. Like it's just so cool like to be around that many like major sports teams. It's so cool. And then obviously so many other colleges and their college athletics too.
Yeah, for sure. I know you're from New York, but has the school converted you to a Red Sox fan, I hope?
Ooh, not yet. I
Oh,
have my Yankees hat sitting
oh,
right
come
on my
on.
bed. I can't. I'm really loyal. I love Boston. It's awesome, but I gotta stay true to my roots.
Nia, you got to be a Red Sox fan. It's much more fun than being a Yankees fan. I just gotta
Oh
say,
no.
I love being a Red Sox fan. It's so much fun.
I don't know. Maybe I have 3 more years left, so hopefully, maybe. I don't know.
Maybe you get converted. Who knows?
I have
Have
no.
you at least been a Celtics or Bruins fan? Has that happened yet? Or are you still
Oh yeah, I'm definitely. I'm not. I'm not really a hockey girl. I don't really. understand it. I'm not a big hockey girl, but basketball obviously. So the Celtics, like I don't have really one basketball team that I love. Obviously, I'm from New York. I love the Knicks. I love the Nets.
Yeah.
But Boston, the Celtics are the Celtics. Like they're really good. You can't not like them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I would say though, BU has a great hockey team, so maybe next
Yeah,
few years we'll start to learn more about the sport.
yeah, I know. I've been to a couple games. I mean, it's awesome. I just don't know like IQ pieces.
Yeah, exactly. It's sort of
Yeah.
similar to lacrosse, just on ice and a little bit of a different rules based on because I used to play hockey growing up, so I obviously love the sport a lot. So, I feel like I understood lacrosse pretty easily. I feel like after the first few months, I feel like it'll be the same thing for hockey if that's what you decide to watch.
Yeah. I mean, we always go and support the women's ice hockey team. And
Yeah,
I'm always there with my teammates. I'm like, oh, this is really cool. Like, it looks like the face off. Like, what is going on? But why does that happen? So
yeah.
it's really cool. But it's really fun to watch. Yeah, I agree. I just don't know everything. And I think I need to get sharper on that.
Well, one question I want to ask you about was you got to represent the Philippines and win a bronze medal at the Asia Pacific Women's Lacrosse Championship, which helped qualify your team for that tournament in Japan coming up. What was it like being a part of that tournament, winning a bronze medal, and just having that experience across the globe pretty much?
Yeah, so that was insane. That's really all I can say about that. Going into that, I mean, I didn't know what to expect. I also like coming off my first freshman, like my freshman fall at school, I was like, oh wow, like I'm gonna go play international before I play my first college game. And I think that was like also really cool. It was just such a cool experience having that be my like first like real like game that was like really like important and at a high level. So that was cool. I think that being able to play with girls obviously that look like me was just so it was so cool, and honestly I wouldn't trade any other experience for it. We had so much fun, and like I didn't really know many girls before going, and like we kind of just like threw team one all together, and we made it work. We won the bronze, and like we went home with some silverware. But yeah, I mean, it was just so cool. Like it's an unreal experience. And I think if anyone like could try out and like be on a national team, I would tell them like to do it in a heartbeat because I would not change a thing.
Yeah. Your sister also got to be on that team with you as well. What was that like getting the chance to play with her? And I do want to ask you, what has she sort of meant to you in your lacrosse career? Because obviously she was an amazing player with Vermont, but she's been killing it as a coach with Oregon too.
Yeah. So we've never actually played a game together ever. Because she is 6 years older than me. So even like when she took her fifth year, I was just 1 year too late. So it was just so cool to play with her for the first time. I mean, it was definitely interesting, like team dynamic wise. I was just like, oh, like my sister's here too. What the heck? Um, but it was so cool, and like you said, I look up to her so much because of like obviously she's my older sister and I want to be like her. But also because she's a great player. Um, and yeah, that was just so cool to do, and like for my parents and my family and like our grandparents to see us play together, like it was unreal. But yeah, she's always pushed me since I was little to like try to be the best, try to beat her, because my dad would always say like in the front yard, like we'd be doing 1v1s and she'd like actually hit me, like she'd jack me up and I'd be like, oh, like come on, you fouled me, and I'll cry because like I'm 6 years younger than her. She was in high school, I wasn't. And I was like, what the heck, dad? Like she's fouling me all the time. Like she's hurting me. And he'd be like, oh, like just go out there, keep playing. Like if you can beat her, you can beat anyone. So yeah, she's always like pushed me to be the best version of myself. And honestly, I wouldn't ask for anything less.
Have you had the chance to, do you guys still do like backyard games sometimes? And have you had the chance to get revenge on her for doing that to you when you were younger?
Yeah, so this summer she helped me prepare a little bit before coming into school, and she I was able to like kind of like get her working 1v1. But yeah, that's my goal this summer too, just making sure that she's ready for Japan and I'm ready for my next season.
Hmm.
Um but yeah, like I'm sure there will be more battles coming up soon.
Oh, for sure. Well,
Yeah.
shout out to her. She was on the podcast a couple of years ago. She's the best, and I know she's probably listening to this, so I just want to say that. But let's transition now to a segment that I like to call the non-lacrosse segment, where I ask you some non-lacrosse questions to get to know you more off the field, and I'll answer some of these as well to make it a fun conversation. First one is, what's the best concert you've ever been to?
Oh my goodness, the best concert. I'd have to say Justin Bieber, honestly.
Nice.
I love Justin Bieber so much. He is just awesome. Yeah, I asked for that for my birthday one year and I got it.
Nice. I also like Justin Bieber a lot too. Maybe it's a little embarrassing for me to say it
Oh,
as a guy, but he makes some good music, so
yeah.
I gotta give credit where it's due. Now, if you could play a game with any professional sports team in the world, which team would you pick and why?
Yeah, in the world. Um, I might have to say the Celtics or
No.
the Knicks. Just because I'm a basketball girl at heart. Like that's the reason why I understand lacrosse so much. Um, but yeah, definitely the Celtics or the Knicks. My family always does like a starting lineup. Like if you were the Celtics, which one would you be in the starting five? So yeah.
Yeah, I feel like you would be a good point guard with Jalen and Jason on the Celtics.
Exactly. I think that too.
I would say for me, the Bruins, big hockey fan, and it'll be awesome to be a part of an NHL team, so I'll go with that.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Now, if you could have lunch with anyone in the world, who would you pick and why?
Okay, so I have a sports related one and I have a non-sports related one. So my non-sports related one is my papa. He recently just passed and he was in the Navy, just like an awesome guy. So like just to have one more lunch with him would be my wish. And then Kobe Bryant. I
Yeah.
um just like the mentality piece, like that's always stuck with me. Like obviously I'm number 8, but that's why I'm number 8 because I love Kobe Bryant so much. Yeah, I'd pick his brain about that.
I would say my answer is pretty similar to yours, Tom Brady, just because he went through a lot of adversity when he was athlete and then ended up being one of the best players of all time. And just a
Yeah.
really fun story that I like hearing all the time. So I'd like to pick his brain more about that.
Yeah.
Now, what's been the most interesting thing you've read or seen recently?
Oh, recently I would have to say all of the all of the upsets across men's and women's lacrosse this season. I think that it's insane and honestly, it shows how much the game is growing. Like everyone can be everyone now and I think that's just so cool.
Yeah, exactly. I would say, like from a lacrosse standpoint, the Ivy League has been the most fun conference to watch, just because UPenn might not make their conference playoffs, which is something that a lot of people didn't expect, I think, at the
Yeah.
beginning of the season. So that's been interesting. So I totally agree with you about the lacrosse stuff. My most interesting thing is pretty I think boring, but seeing Rory win the Masters, I was
Oh
really happy
yeah.
to see that happen. Big golf fan, and it was just cool to finally see him finally get that moment at Augusta.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Now let's ask you some questions about your teammates. Who has the best style on the BU women's lacrosse team? I feel like you all have great style, but who would you say has the best?
Yeah, so I'll be biased and I'll say me first. But I do love Tessa Getty's style too. She's awesome. She's a great one.
Now, if you were stuck on a long road trip with one of your teammates, which one would you pick?
Oh yeah. So Alex Burns, she's my bus buddy. She's a good one. We always have a great time whenever we're together. We're big on the snacks, big on like comfortability too. So
Yeah,
like yeah, I think that we road trip really great together. I also love Eva Stagnera. She's my best friend. Yeah,
yeah. I had Alex on the podcast a couple months ago, and she was very fun to talk to, so I think that's a good answer.
exactly. I never get bored.
That's what you need on a road trip. So now getting back to a couple more non-lacrosse questions, what is one show you can binge watch all the time?
Oh wow. Okay, so I love New Girl. That's my favorite show. I've watched it like so many times. Like now it's just like a background show. If I need to do my work, I put it on and then I'll just like
Yeah.
do my stuff. But I also love Gilmore Girls. That's a good one too. It's a feel good.
And then last non-lacrosse question is, what's one place you would love to travel to soon?
Ooh, one place. Okay, so we're going to Japan next summer. So that's off the table. Honestly, I would say Italy, just because I
Yeah.
haven't been yet, and I would love to go with my family. I think it'd be a really cool family trip.
Get the picture in front of the rocks. I feel like I see that every summer. That's gonna happen every summer. I don't know who it will be, but someone I follow will go to there and take that
Yeah,
picture.
and it might be our Christmas card.
Exactly, exactly. So I don't know where that is. I just know it's in Italy, but I see it all the time.
Yeah.
Mine's kind of boring, just places in the United States. I'd just like to explore a little bit more. I guess probably like and just see like what this is kind of dumb, but I like to play in different golf courses. So it'd be like cool to like
Oh,
check
that's
out
sick.
different golf courses and like MLB ballparks around the United States.
Yeah. I think this summer we're all so Alex Burns is from Ohio, so some of us are gonna try to road trip there and then like cover all that ground over there
Yeah,
because
yeah.
none of us have ever been out there out west, Midwest.
No, I've never been there too, so hopefully it's a fun time. I think I feel like Ohio seems like an underrated state, even though people like to meme it all the time.
Yeah, I think so too.
Well, let's get back to a couple more lacrosse questions. I guess the one I want to ask you was what should be done to help grow women's lacrosse from your perspective?
Yeah, I mean, probably I'd say like integrate it into like gym class.
Yeah,
I played hockey in gym class and like that's like the one time I ever played like gym like floor hockey, but it was cool. And I had never played it like out of school. So, I'd never played it anywhere else. And that's really cool. I feel like if you get it into school and like some kids like it, like I think that could be great for growing the game. Um, yeah, other than that, get it on TV. It's starting to get there soon. But yeah, I think that's really it. I mean, yeah, yeah,
all
gym
right.
class.
That's a good response. I feel like I haven't heard that one before. So, and I agree, like, yeah, if people start playing in gym, they might like it and start playing it as well. So,
Yeah.
the last question I have for you is, do you have any advice for younger lacrosse players listening to this on what it takes to be a college player like yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I think if you want to play any sport, starting off playing all the sports, that really helped me be versatile. That helped me learn how to play defense. Playing basketball helped me learn how to play defense in lacrosse with a stick. And just like making sure that you're just doing everything, being coachable, being open to anything, like not just being not just being an attacker, but being able to do play both ends of the field and just like play anywhere your coach asks you to. I think that's like huge. And yeah, also just playing multiple sports, like play every sport, I think is
Yeah,
really it's
helps
cool.
with burnout too, which is important.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. You can't play one sport your whole life.
No, 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 no. I was very lucky that I got to play multiple sports growing up. So, I think if you have that opportunity, you definitely should take advantage of it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, do you have any shouts you want to give to your teammates, family members, and friends? And who should we have on the podcast next?
Ooh, shout outs. Let me think of someone. Well, you've done Riley, Izzy,
Yeah.
Alex Burns, my
If you
sister.
want to see them back on the podcast, you can always suggest. Most people don't have, I don't think I've ever gotten to someone that's like wants someone back on a podcast as a suggestion. So that would be kind of interesting to hear.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely have to watch over now their podcast. Um, Shout out. Hmm, Let me think. Oh, I need a second to see everyone's face in my head. Um, I think our goalkeeper, Natalie Iosa, I mean, she's killing it in net this season for us, and she's really the backbone of our defense. Um, she is she's unreal. She's lights out every single game. And I think she'd be great on here.
Awesome. We'll definitely have to reach out and see what she
Yeah.
has to say. Nia, thank you so much for taking time out of your day and coming on the podcast. I really appreciate it. and obviously wishing you all the best for the rest of your season.
Thank you so much. I'm so happy to be on.